Good morning, Raptor Freaks. Lexi Out's here. It's a Saturday morning, and we're doing a Saturday Share the Love Hub for Norman Powell. Norman Powell returned to Toronto in the last couple days to hold a party last night at Chubby's Jamaican Kitchen. And hopefully, you were one of the few that got the chance to come in there and enjoy the extravaganza, the fun. Norman taking to the mic and explaining that the party was to fundraise to get funds to build a practice gym for the Jamaican team in Jamaica. They don't have a facility, guys, in Jamaica where they for them to train in. And Norman himself is trying to raise funds to build the facility for the Jamaican basketball team. It's amazing. Really, really cool. But yeah, it's good to see a Raptors champion return to Toronto and hang around and be in the city. And of course, Norman is a very popular Raptor with the fans, and a lot of people are there getting all kinds of cool stuff signed by him at the Jamaican Kitchen last night, Chubby's. So yeah, good stuff, man. Good stuff. Of course, he was there. He took the mic and he talked to the crowd, addressed the crowd. And yeah, Norman's been doing a media blitz in the last couple of days. Interview with Lindsey Dunn, just like Serge earlier this week. And he's been also hanging around people like Alex Wong. So I'm sure there'll be something coming out with a hello and welcome also. So yeah, it's good to see Norman return to the city. And of course, he gets showered with love when he comes to Toronto. He's a very beloved Raptor from our history. And I salute you, Norman Powell. Today, we're sharing the love for you, man, because you played for Jamaica recently. You're getting them up out of the trenches into the competition of FIBA America. And we're here for it. We literally are. Wayne and I were there watching the game every time. We're here for it. Speaking of FIBA games, guys, we got to do a tight stream today because at 11 a.m. in about 90 minutes, there's a tip-off going on in Bulgaria, where Bulgaria will be playing Yakaperdo and the Team Austria tip-off at 11 a.m. Eastern. So I want to get done in time because I'm going to switch from this to the Discord and do a watch along on the Discord server if you're free and you'd like to join. And I'm watching the Yakaperdo play for Austria live. We'll be doing that immediately after the stream. And then at 1 o'clock, it's the CBL playoffs, the first round of the playoffs, Scarborough Shooting Stars versus Ottawa Blackjacks. And that will be live watched at 1. So that's like 2 games in a row today, doubleheader, watch along on the Discord server for Raptor Freak members. You have access to that. You can come in there and watch the games with me today. 2 in a row. It's a day of basketball. And I'll be watching Austria versus Bulgaria and Scarborough versus Ottawa right in a row today. So I hope you'll join me. If you're not a member of the channel, it's not too late. You can join right now and get access to our Discord server to be able to watch games with me in real time, hearing real comments at the moment and watching the game. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun, man. It's going to be a lot of fun. Let's check in with the chat. Just so y'all know, that's the itinerary stream from 9:30 to 11. I'll be done in an hour and a half, hopefully. And then going straight to watching Austria versus Bulgaria at 11 a.m. And then 1 p.m., CBL playoff action. Scarborough, baby. Yeah, I'm wearing my Scarborough Shooting Stars shirt today. I got my Enzo shirt on. That's Enzo, the mascot of the Scarborough Shooting Stars. He's a funky alien who loves the kids. And I love the ends. The SSS, the Scarborough Shooting Stars. That's right. So yeah, let's go Scarborough. I know some of y'all are Ottawa. Uh-oh. Isaac Campbell is in the house. He's got the Jamaican flag flying high and the Raptor Vince Carter logo dunking. Good morning, Isaac Campbell, benevolent one. Thank you for sending the call out. Sometimes Isaac is Paul Revere, and he comes in. Now, I'm not meaning Beastie Boys Paul Revere. Maybe he could be that. I know that he has an affinity for, that band probably. So it's like, yeah, you could be Paul Revere. He's crying out. The British are coming. No, Scotty is coming. Scotty's coming. Scotty on Twitch last night for a brief moment. Apparently, you guys are saying he got disconnected. Didn't really have a good connection. He obviously wasn't at home. From the footage I saw, it looked like he's on the road somewhere setting up some sort of way to get on. And well, the clip I saw, thank you, MJ. Fiercely saw Sarah sharing it this morning in our Facebook chat. Thank you, Fiercely, for posting that. It was basically Scotty calling OG on the phone. He called OG Anunoby on the phone on Twitch last night and said, "Hey, tell everybody how much we love each other." And they did. OG was very forthright with his feelings about Scotty Barnes and say, "That's my boy. That's my guy. I love Scotty so much." That's what OG said. It's his own words out. And Scotty said, it's 10:36. I know Scotty's about to go. OG's about to go to sleep. And I just wanted to call him and tell him I love him. And that's why he called him. Yeah, the bromance is strong. And those guys really are tight. You can tell, OG and Scotty. And well, it was pretty cool to see them talking to each other on the Twitch last night. I wasn't there live. I totally slept on it. The British were coming. I didn't hear the call because I was busy. And then I came online at around midnight and I saw, oh crap, Scott was on Twitch tonight. Oh man. Well, somebody saw it, somebody recorded it, somebody put it up, and it's Scotty talking to OG on there. Isaac also speculating that Scotty wasn't on for very long. Not on for very long. Were you guys there? I know Monique said she caught some of it. So if you guys saw any of it and you want to tell me any more details about what Scotty said on Twitch last night, I'd be very happy to hear more details. But I did see the clip of him talking to OG on the phone. He wasn't sure if he'd answer the phone. He's like, I'm going to try and call OG right now. And he wasn't sure if he'd answer the phone, but OG did call. He did answer the phone. So Scotty talking to OG. There's a clip. It's fresh from last night, 10:30 p.m. last night. So if you see that clip, that's from last night. That's right. James is here. Good morning, Raptor Freak James. Good to see you, my guy. He's saying Trent for Norman was not the move. I forget why we did that trade. Yeah, there were good reasons for why we did that trade, and it was kind of the right move at that time. I know a lot of people look at it just basically like, okay, Gary Trent replacing Norman Powell. What? No, they were similar player at that time. You know, Norman blew up more once he got to the Clippers. In Portland, he didn't do as much. But in LA, he started getting his average over 20 points a game. And, he developed even further. At that time, you got to understand, OG, Pascal, Fred, and Norman, they were the old guard. And we were starting to shift away from that era to go into the Scotty era. Even then, when we got Gary. And, the whole thing was about cost cutting. Norman was going to need a certain amount of money to be coming back. And Gary was cheaper. And in some ways, Gary was kind of adequately filling most of what Norman gave us. So I thought the move was fine at the time because in some ways I don't mind a team cycling through players to try and get under the cap by getting a younger player that can be kind of doing the same role, but for a lower price. And that's what that was, James. That's what it was. Some people say, that I wouldn't have done that. And, in some ways it wasn't right to do that to Norman because he was a champion and somebody that was very loyal to our team and also somebody who really did want to be here. But at the same time, Bobby and Masai had to look forward and think about how to change the team as it's going so that they don't get in a bad place down the road where all of a sudden, you know what, we've got a bunch of players that are all kind of older and they all need to get paid a huge amount and we can't get this jigsaw puzzle figured out. And we're going to have to make a tough decision anyway. And somebody's going to have to go either way. So in some ways, it's like Bobby Webster getting out ahead of issues ahead of when they could have happened was moving Norman for Gary with that Portland trade that year. Yeah. I thought it was sad and it was out of the blue too. It kind of, it took me by surprise, just like it took Norman. But at the same time, it was a move that Masai and Bobby felt like they had to do at the time. And I trust those guys. And I feel like that was part of the transition, whether it's the things that happened with Kyle Lowry, whether it's the things that happened eventually with Fred and Pascal and OG. These were just natural changes that had to come to get to this era that we're in now with Darko as the coach and Scotty as the franchise player. And we can't second guess our path. Our path is our path. And the path is meant to be the way it's supposed to be. So, yeah. Trevor's saying a lion never sleeps over the opinions of sheep. Why? Because purpose does not anger with noise. You are not built to blend in. You were born to lead. Take different moves different. There you go. Yeah, in some ways, a lion does not bother themselves with the opinion of the sheep because the sheep do not matter. You know what I'm saying? I've heard this quote before. Yeah, I mean, listen, have your own life and your own goals and your own things. And if you hear naysayers, negative ninnies, Debbie Downers, people telling you can't do it, don't listen to them. You go ahead and do it because you can. You can do anything you think you can. You set your mind to it and you try hard enough and you keep diligently trying. You will get there. That's just how it is. Thank you for the words of wisdom, Trevor J. And I'm glad to see that you're feeling better. I'll say that. Yeah. Trucker Kaz is here this morning. Good morning, everyone. Good morning to you, Kaz. I am getting my butt kicked in the fantasy WNBA as of right now by MK. MK has got a huge lead on me after last night. Just destroying me. I've had some bad things happen with players being on the injured list in the morning and then activated by that night. And I miss out on tons of points, like Tina Charles the other day. And then I had a player last night that was out in the morning. I put her in the IR and I picked up a new player. And then they could play later and they had a huge game. So I'm getting mad. MK's winning now 140 points over me. I don't think I'm going to be able to make that up. It is what it is. Fiercey is behind on Kaz. Kaz has almost doubled her up. It's crazy. Has doubled her up. James is just 60 points behind Logical Raptors Fanatic. JP is beating Edmund Good. And then the close game right now is Kareem and Cool Cat. It's only a 21-point lead for full-ass Kareem Thomas. So, yeah, there's some very good matchups. In some ways, it looks like the two-time champion is going to take me down in the last week of the season. And Aja Wilson, I blame you squarely. I really do. I blame Aja Wilson for this. There's one game today. New York Liberty will be playing the number one team in the WNBA, the Minnesota Lynx, today. And Tim Green will be the crew chief. Jenna Renault is the referee. And Ryan Sassano is the umpire. Get your WNBA lineups set up, y'all, so we can compete in the last week of the regular season. Playoffs start on Monday, y'all, so be ready. The 8 teams in the playoffs. That's right. Be ready. Fiercey's here. Good to see MJ. Thank you, MJ, for posting that post this morning. You caught me and informed me just in time, so I knew what I was talking about with Scotty on Twitch last night. I appreciate that. Good morning, fam, and happy Saturday. Listening to the stream while preparing my luggage before leaving to Montreal. Hit the like button, fam, and subscribe to the Lydiest group. Lydiest. I like that. Lydiest. We're Lydiest. I like that. I like that, MJ. I hope you travel well, travel safe, travel in luxury, travel in happiness. That's what I want for her today as she goes to Montreal today. That's right. And she's saying, go Ottawa Blackjacks. Woo, yeah. Let's go, Scarborough. Scarborough versus Ottawa. The Raptor Freak family is divided. Divided downtown lines in the Canadian Elite Basketball League. That's right. We going Scarborough Shooting Stars. Let's go, Enzo. Enzo. In the ends. That's right. Ottawa Blackjacks, you're going down, 21. You're going down. You're busted, 21. You're busted. All right, yeah. Scotty calling OG was so wholesome. Yeah, in some ways, like, look, I know bromances are great, and I think that men should be able to show affection towards each other. But some people may get the wrong idea about the affection between Scotty and OG. But understand, Scotty has impregnated Alyssa and has a child with her. And, Scotty is there's a lot of mutual love and respect professionally and as a friend with OG Anunoby. I know that when Scott showed up on the Raptors in the very beginning, there were 2 players that impressed him immensely in practice. He's like, wow, I had no idea these guys were so good. And one of them was Chris Boucher, and the other one was OG Anunoby. In fact, he talked about him like this and that. And I know in some ways, OG's had a huge influence on Scott. In some ways, the way Scotty plays defense today is copycatted from OG. I'm not going to lie. And that is not a bad person to study defense from and try and be like, if you're playing in the NBA and you want to play good defense. OG Anunoby is a great role model for this. And, the love is real. The love is real. And they are definitely like peas in a pod. Let's just call them that. That's right. Scotty and OG are buds. They're BFFs forever. You can't get in the middle of that. Nobody get in the middle of that. Not even a trade to New York. That's right. Not even a trade to New York. That's right. Kaz is saying this to me next. He's saying this. Let's see. It jumped ahead. Let me make sure I don't miss. Lex, look out for Isaiah Moore today. plays for the Blackjacks. I predict he will have a big game today. There you go. All right, Isaiah Moore, the Ottawa Blackjacks is a dangerous weapon. He's somebody to go off. Well, have you met Tarquavian Smith? Have you met Tarquavian Smith? Woo! Look out. Look out. He's coming. He's coming today. That man has got a lot of riz and a lot of aura right now. And I'm here for Tarquavian coming out there and busting some threes on the Ottawa Blackjacks at 1:00 this afternoon Eastern as we see CABL playoff action. That's right. Tarquavian. Okay. Tarquavian Smith versus Isaiah Moore. Let's go. Let's go. Bring it. Bring it, Ottawa. Let's go. Fiercely saying, Kaz killing me on WNBA fantasy. Wow. Yeah. Kaz is a mess, not messing around. Kaz has been like a snowball and an avalanche. As the season has gone on, he's just collecting more and more snow and getting bigger and bigger. That's a Katamari ball. Yeah, he rolled that ball up so big, he's picking up continents now. Kaz in his WNBA fantasy momentum. Yeah, it's messed up. I mean, he rolled right over me last week. So I totally understand, Fiercely Saucera, what's going on with Trucker Kaz right now. Yeah, I felt it too. I felt flattened. That's right. Yeah. I feel you on that. I feel you. Fiercely saying, agree, Kaz. Isaiah Moore is a menace and dominates in rebounds. Okay, so he's a big man. Okay, well, we've got some big men on Scarborough that can neutralize Isaiah Moore. That's right. Hello, welcome. Meet Mr. Foster and Mr. Williams. Yeah. They're going to put a body on him and get him off the boards. That's right. We got some inner Raptor Freak smack talk going on here for Scarborough and Ottawa. Let's go. 1:00. CBL playoffs. Let's go. I love it. This is fun. All right, let's see. Kaz is saying at MJ, it's been a good matchup. Today, you can make up some ground. I only have one player. Yeah, there's only one game today. And if you have Liberty players or Lynx players, you're going to get some game time in. But if you don't, you don't. I have 3 players today. Thank goodness. I've got Kayla and Natasha and Emma playing for the Liberty on my team today. That's right. Hopefully they'll do well. Cool Cat is here. The coach, Cool Cat. Good morning, Raptor Free crew. Good morning to you, coach. How are you doing this morning? Heartbreaking in moving Norman. Yeah, it was tough for him. I like that he's been honest about it, how he was blindsided, and he felt strong emotions about the trade. In some ways, he saw a mentor like DeMar DeRozan have this happen to him before in the past. And, well, he had it happen to him eventually. And those kind of emotions are strong, especially when you're a loyal guy and a guy that's actually really happy in where you're at. And the thing about Norman's interviews about getting traded from Toronto, they really have a lot to do with plans and what him and Fred and OG and Pascal were planning, what they wanted, what their dreams were post Kawhi on the Raptors. They really did want to prove that their group could do it without Kawhi. And, well, they got chances to. But it just wasn't the right kind of traction and the right level of compete that we need in the NBA to try and get to the very, very top again and get that second Larry. So sadly, Bobby and Masai had to do a change. And once again, I'm going to stand on this. They got ahead of it instead of waiting too late and getting it to get to a point where it had to happen and you're in a bad place of non-flexibility. Some ways, some people argue that happened anyway with the trade of Siakam to Indiana. But honestly, they were very proactive in planning and plotting and doing things ahead of time so that they're not in a lurch. And that's part of the reason why they traded Norman. They could see the money situation coming up and tough decisions had to be made. And that's it right there. Fiercely saying, yeah, but your Valkyries are playing tomorrow. I'll be Mortal Kombat style for me, finisher. It'll be Mortal Kombat style. Well, in some ways, that lead that he's got, it's like you're done. You're already done. He's doubled you up, and there's no way you're going to get that point to the point total. You're done. I'm done. I don't think I can catch up on my matchup because he's got over 100-point lead, and I'm not going to make up 130 points on Meredith. No, it's just not going to happen. So, you and we're going to take our L's this week. But let's see how the seeding for the playoffs set up for next week and see who gets to play who next week. I might have to play MK all over again right away next week, right away. So we'll have to see. In some ways, we're going to have the same record. And Kaz is going to be the number 1 team in the league with the best record out of everybody. And it may be that MK, Fiercey, and I have the same record, all just below. That's just how it is. That's just how it is. Kaz, you should be very proud. You've done a good job this year. Fiercely saying, wishing Norman all the best in Miami and that he gets the respect he deserves. I think that there's a good respect for him. I think that much like Davion Mitchell, the Miami Heat fans recognize Heat culture and naturally in players when they come. And both those guys had Heat culture in them already. They both kind of identified with Dwayne Wade and the Miami Heat culture. And so getting to that team finally, destiny of playing for that team, it just makes sense. Norman Powell is understand the grind, is very Heat culture. Davion Mitchell, the way he played last year for them, it fit really good, and Heat fans fell in love with him right away. So I'm pretty sure the Heat fans will fall in love with Norman also. You know, the Heat fans, they will respect people that bust their ass and go all out and understand the grind. And well, Norman is in that category. He is in that category. So it'll be see. We'll have to see. The Miami Heat have a very tough year coming up. In fact, you know, some people are complaining about our schedule. No, don't complain about our schedule. The Miami Heat have to play 6 of their first 8 games on the road against playoff teams. And they're going to get thrown to the fire right away. And if you think about where they're at with adding Norman and a lot of new faces and kind of shifting their team around, they're going to need an orientation period at the beginning of the year because their team has changed a lot. And they could stumble and fall a lot right out the gate because they're on the road against top teams at the beginning of their schedule. Their schedule is not nice to them. In fact, their schedule looks like our schedule last year right now for the beginning of the year. So Norman's going to have to get incorporated with the Heat and the other new Heat players too fast because in some ways they're getting thrown to the fire this year. Miami Heat with their schedule. That's right. That's right. Let's go. Kaz is saying Aja Wilson does not want you to beat MK. No, Aja Wilson just doing what she does. She's just like that. She's the number one best player in the NBA, WNBA, obviously. And it's just facts. It's just facts. It's just reality. I have to accept reality that Aja Wilson's in this world and she is beating my ass in fantasy WNBA. It's just how it is. It's just the reality of things. It's the reality of things. Kaz is saying, me and Isaac sent messages about Scott going on Twitch last night. I know. I saw you guys' messages too late. Like, I was not on the computer around 10 o'clock last night. I was busy doing other things. And then I came back around and saw y'all's messages. It was too late. I appreciate you guys trying to get the call out to me and set me up and tell me what's up. But it wasn't helpful in that situation because I just was AFK. And you know what? This kind of things that happen. In the summer of Scotty's Twitch, I was on call like 24/7 and I never missed him because I was like, honestly, that was something that I thought about all the time. It was like, well, I want to be able to catch Scotty if he does go on all of a sudden. But right now, because he goes on so seldomly, I'm not on Scotty Barnes Twitch where I can be called just like a fireman to come out and get going. Yeah, it's time. It's go time. No, I can't do that right now because in some ways it's so infrequent how often he's streaming that, you know, something like this is going to get past me. But his trends are this summer, if he is going to stream, which he's only streamed like 2 or 3 times this summer, he's going to do it on a Friday or Saturday night when most people are out. He'll do it like around 8 o'clock in the evening on either a Friday or a Saturday night. That has been his pattern recently as far as if he is going to show up. But yeah, I appreciate you guys trying to get it to me. And I just AFK and I didn't see it until almost midnight. And it is what it is. It is what it is. I can't live on Scotty Barnes Twitch watch my life all the time. Nah, I can't do it in the summer. It's tough. I did it for a summer once. And it was very much like the people in my life were like very understanding. Let's just put it that way. I'd be in the middle of doing something with someone. And all of a sudden I'd be like, oh, Scotty just went on Twitch. And they're like, I understand. And then I had to go and leave what they were doing just to watch Scotty. And that was like stuff with Adriana, stuff with my parents. I'd be hanging out with my dad and he's like, we're playing Scrabble. And I'm like, Dad, Scotty's on Twitch. I got to put the Twitch on in the background while we finish the Scrabble game. He's like, I understand. So it's like I put a lot of on-call energy towards Scott being on Twitch. And I missed him last night. Well, I can't be perfect. And I do have a life. And I'm not on full Scotty Barnes Twitch watch. But I appreciate Isaac and Cass ringing the bell and Paul revering it. That's right. Paul revering it. That's right. Cass is saying Glisco Blackjacks. There you go. And he's got the different suits of cards. I'm kind of a card shark, guys. I love to play spades. I can play some hearts. I play some euchre, stuff like that. I'm a little bit of card shark. I sit down at a card table. I will act like I don't know what I'm doing, and then I'll kick your butt. That's right. I'll kick your butt. That's right. W friendly trash talk. That's right. Come on, bring it, Blackjacks. Come on, bring it. Yeah, Scarborough Shooting Stars. Oh, that's who was playing today. That's right. Shooting Stars, Blackjacks, 1 o'clock. CBL playoffs. That's right. That's right. Stargate's here. Good to see Stargate, the man who beat the machine. That's right. Stargate saying these trade rumors are hilarious. Now I see a Josh Giddey to Golden State rumor. These guys are crazy. I've actually heard that rumor, and it seems plausible to me. It seems plausible to me. I mean, why not? Why couldn't Giddey go to Golden State, especially if the money that was supposed to go to Kuminga isn't going to get lined up and go to Jonathan? Well, why don't they just switch him for Giddey and put that money on Giddey and bring him to Golden State? I mean, I could see this happening. I could see this happening, seriously. So I don't know. I don't know if that's actually a crazy trade rumor. That actually could happen where Josh Giddey is in a Warriors jersey this year. The Bulls obviously don't value him because they're not trying to come and catch him right away. In some ways, that's the Bulls' fault. And the Bulls have been acting really weird and like not really understanding what they're doing. The Bulls and the Kings are definitely the same teams. The Kings are the Bulls of the West, and the Bulls are the Kings of the East. And everybody who said the Toronto was the Kings of the East, you're wrong. It's the Bulls. The Bulls are so confusing, and I don't understand it. What are y'all doing with Josh Giddey? Seriously, lock him up. He was good for y'all last year. You won't let him walk? Okay, you're idiots. Whatever. You're building the whole entire team around Kobe White. That's ridiculous. I'm sorry. That's ridiculous. Yeah, let's keep going. Let's see. Shaq Lindsay's checked out the schedule, and he's saying Chicago has a tough schedule. Yeah, I can believe that because honestly, they ain't got a whole lot to help them and against anybody. And so they should have a tough schedule because they're going to look bad this year. They're going to be one of the worst teams in the East, and they're going to get their butt kicked handed to them left and right. Good morning, Shaq Lindsay. Thank you for supporting this channel. And man, Shaq Lindsay, you're having such a good summer with astuteness. Amazing takes this year with Shaq Lindsay. But yeah, Chicago's schedule's bad. Well, they're a bad team. Their schedule's going to look bad for them. Neil's here. Good to see Blackhawk. Trades are like Jenga. Remove enough pieces and everything crumbles. I hope Adam Silver hears that. Yeah, don't be trading Luka Doncic and then making the Jenga tower fall down, Adam Silver. You took that Luka piece and you put it in the LA tower and everything crumbled. I hate that. I hate that so much. Manipulation is the worst. We need to shake up the league. Viewership is down. Let's trade Luka to the Lakers. That was an idea they had last year, and they did it. Cool Cat saying Reese being injured is costing me dubs, and I can never trade her, so I'm prepared to fail miserably. Well, next week you need to get it together because it's the playoffs, Cool Cat, and you're in. And well, you're going to have a tough opponent, most likely one of the top teams like Fiercey or MK or Kaz or myself. And well, we're just going to have to see how it goes. And yeah, just be prepared. Playoffs start on Monday. Yeah. Angel Reese is out. That sucks. Shaq Lindsay saying Chicago wants to get rid of Mark Williams so bad that they're putting out fake trade rumors with RJ. You mean Patrick Williams? Yeah, they're trying to get rid of Patrick Williams. Mark Williams plays for the Suns. And yeah, they want to trade Patrick Williams of Florida State. And they put out a rumor. They actually covet RJ in Chicago. They look at the moving on of DeMar and Levine and Lonzo Ball and maybe got Josh Giddey, and they're saying there's a void in our team. And we need a good superstar to take the scoring void and kick some ass. And we think RJ Barrett's a fantastic scorer to have our whole team centered around. That's what they're saying. They covet RJ. It's not about getting rid of Patrick Williams. It's about getting RJ from us because they think RJ's a really good scorer and a really good player. That's why that trade rumor's out there. Sure, maybe they see Patrick Williams as expendable and not necessary. And they're trying to upgrade to get a very good scorer in RJ Barrett. That should tell people in Raptors Nation. Other people value RJ and want him on their team. So y'all need to respect RJ and what he does for us and try and protect him staying in Canada, in Toronto, because this is his hometown and this is where he wants to be. So yeah, that was a tell to me. I love that rumor, Shaq Lindsay, because it told me that, well, the Bulls want RJ Barrett, and RJ Barrett is sought after in this league. He is sought after, yeah. Fiercely saying Chicago front office is weird, so I would not be surprised if they trade Giddey. Yeah, they don't even have him. He's a free agent, but they're not locking him up. It's almost like, look at it this way, Fiercey. They traded Alex Caruso for Josh Giddey a summer ago. and they had Giddey for 1 year, and they're going to let him walk? Was that the value of Alex Caruso, who just recently got married to a Big Brother star? Is that the value? Is like that? If I was a Bulls fan, I'd be like, wait, you just did this, and you're going to let the value of Giddey walk and the whole thing? That's like losing whatever you had there. If you just like, okay, his contract expires, he's just walking. I don't know. I don't know what the hell Chicago's doing right now. In some ways, it makes me not want to hire Mark Eversley as the team president of the Raptors. I'm like, you can't get Mark Eversley to run our team. Everything that everybody said about Dwayne Casey not being good for the team presidency of the Raptors, you could probably say that about Mark Eversley because he's been failing in Chicago, honestly. I don't like saying that about a Canadian guy and a guy like him, but I would believe that Mark Eversley would be honorable and do the job to the best of his ability, but I'm worried that his ability wouldn't be that good because of what's happened in Chicago in recent years. So, and everybody who's saying, no, we can't have Casey be the team president. No, I think I'm switching and I'm saying, man, what the Bulls are doing right now is so bad. It makes me want to say there's no way in hell we should think about hiring Mark Eversley to be the team president of the Raptors. And it's the opposite for Casey. You should be thinking about Casey because success has followed him where he goes. That's right. That's right. Chicago Kings or Sacramento Bulls. Exactly. And having DeMar and Zach on the Kings all of a sudden really makes it feel like this. But those two franchises are the same on the two different conferences. They try to say we were the Kings of the East. Nah, no, we're not. That's crazy. Shaq Lindsay saying RJ for Mark Williams in a future first. No, it's Patrick. Once again, Mark Williams is a center who was on Charlotte, and he's been tried to get traded for Dalton Connect to the Lakers, and then that got all screwed up. Mark Williams is not the right name. It's Patrick Williams. Patrick Williams is who you're saying. Yeah, just him and the first round pick. Yeah, they're trying to lowball us. And listen, that's not even a real deal. That's just fan fiction. That's a fan making that shit up. There's no real trade. Like, I don't think Mark Eversley is stupid enough to call Bobby Webster and say, hey, I want to get RJ from you guys. Do you think you'd take Patrick Williams and a first round pick for RJ? I don't think he's dumb enough to think that adds up, right, to do it. That's a fan pie in the sky thinking and writing his ass out on paper. Oh, I'll write this. I love this idea. I want RJ on our team. Who could we trade? Patrick Williams. He's expendable. And we'll just put him on there. And I think this is a fan fiction. I think this is just some jabroni from sporting news, just writing shit out of his ass, maybe idealizing what he would like to see happen. But it's not really like plausible or like, would we do this? No. Would the Raptors agree to this deal? No. It's ridiculous. That's right. Stargate saying, surprisingly, Dallas has a pretty tough schedule as well. So do the Pelicans. They came out with the graphic of the miles traveled, and the Raptors are in the bottom third for miles traveled. We're going to travel like 33,000 miles this season, something like that. But, there's teams that have to go really far. Orlando's the team that has to go the farthest. And in some ways, that's because they're going to Europe to play a couple of Europe games. And Dallas is second. Orlando will travel 55,000 miles this season. And Dallas will travel 50,000 miles. And of course, flights over the Atlantic to Europe are adding a lot of these thousands of miles. The Raptors will play, and their season, they'll travel 37.9 miles this season. And that is the seventh least. So they're in the top 10 for least amount of traveling, which is great. We're in the bottom third of the league. There's 24 teams that have to go further than we do this year. 23 teams, we have to go further. So, the schedule's not bad. A lot of people are having hot takes. Oh, the schedule's so bad again this year. No, that's not the right hot take. It's not right. No, it's not right. This schedule is not bad at all. The schedule is fantastic, honestly. There's somebody on Reddit that said that. Raptors Reddit reactions. Let's go there real quick. This guy's saying, Raptors dealt another tough schedule to begin the season. Oh, my gosh. What do you mean this is a tough schedule at the beginning of the season? You're crazy, man. You are crazy. Some of the people in the comments are trying to sell this guy down here. And some guy's saying, as long as they stay healthy, it'll be fine. Play competitive early, farm wins late in the season. Last year with all the injuries, they had to really try hard to lose games and not get 35 wins. And that was a team playing a bunch of rookies heavy minutes all year. Yeah. We're going to be much better off this year, guys. Honestly, Somebody's here saying the back-to-back games are pretty brutal. It's really concerning starting the season with so many, considering Brandon's injury history. Man, they're not looking at it correctly. Yeah, see somebody here saying, honestly, it's not that bad. And they're the ones that are exactly right. Yeah. This guy here saying any schedule is tougher than it seems when you're a bad team. I think this is fine if there aren't injuries and they have a good preseason integrating Ingram. Yeah, some of these are good takes, but yeah, the take that it's just a tough schedule again, you're absolutely wrong. You are absolutely wrong. It's not right. It's absolutely wrong. Looking at more Raptors Reddit reactions. Let's see. The last time the Raptors played open the season on the road, guess who was on their team the last time? The Raptors have usually had a home debut in the season. The last time we've had our first game of the season on the road, this is who was starting for us: Amir Johnson, Jose Calderon, Andrea Bargnani, DeMar DeRozan, Razul Butler. That's crazy. That is crazy. That's a long time ago. That was the last time we opened the season on the road. That's who was playing for us. That is crazy. Of course, the WNBA had a game last night in Vancouver. It was the Seattle Storm at Atlanta Dream. And fantastic stuff. Teresa Resch was out there. And, well, she had an announcement. Here we go. Let's do the Instagram stories. First of all, we got CBL previewing today's games, the Eastern Conference semifinal between Scarborough and Ottawa. Let's go. Let's go. Scarborough Shooting Stars. Let's go. It's going to be fun. I hope some of y'all will come into the Discord and watch the game with me, Ottawa fans, and talk some trash. Come on, Isaac Campbell. Come on in there and talk some trash for the Ottawa Blackjacks on the Discord server today. That's right. And the other matchup today, it was afterwards, the Western Conference matchup. It will be the Calgary Surge versus the Vancouver Bandits. And that game will be at 3:30 Eastern time later on today. Evan Gilliard of the Calgary Surge is ready. He says the work is not done yet. He's ready to go further and get past the Vancouver Bandits today. Savannah Hamilton's just having so much fun over on the west coast of Canada in BC. There's the WNBA game last night with the Storm and the Dream, and very cool. And Savannah's looking very cute in her outfit. And all the fans were enjoying WNBA action in Vancouver last night. Looks like a packed house. Looks like they filled up the upstairs too. So fantastic showing up for that. Lindsey Dunn's got a picture of Norman Powell's Understand the Grind shirt with the Skechers. And there's Alex Wong trying to hide from the camera. And yeah, there's Lindsey talking to Norman, and Norman's enjoying talking to Lindsey. And I know that he gets happy when he's around Toronto. There's a lot of good memories here for Norm. Very, very much. Skechers and Understand the Grind in full effect with Norman Powell last night. And then Lindsey was at the Blue Jays game last night. It looks like the Blue Jays been selling out like crazy. That whole entire baseball stadium is full at Skydome right now. They are coming out. Oh, wait, is that a football game? Oh, that's a baseball game. Why did that guy look like a football player? There's Toronto Tempo on blast on their Instagram. Yes, they had the game last night in Vancouver, and there's a lot of Tempo merchandise, a lot of Tempo fever going on in Vancouver right now. And, well, Teresa took to the center of the court last night, and this is what she told everybody. She said, we're not just coming back to Vancouver this season for one WNBA Toronto Tempo game. We're going to be coming back and playing 2 home games here in Vancouver next season. So the Toronto Tempo have been announced that they will play 2 home games in the Vancouver city for their first season next year. So you get to see them twice over in the West Coast coming through. So make sure you get those tickets and go. Jamal Shed is on the court when he had the game in Austin, the street ball court. And there he is, a picture with his friends at that very good, successful event, it seems. And Golan Bruno Fernando is posting all kinds of stuff. He got a birthday wish from Ulrich Shamshay, guys. That's right. Shamshay sent a nice birthday wish to Bruno Fernando yesterday. Happy birthday, Bruno. Best big brother ever is what Ulrich is saying about his Angolan big brother. And there's Shamshay's post again on his. That's so cool to see that. I like that. Slim Duck is posting some guy on a comedy network or something like that. He's doing some sort of song or something. I don't know what's going on there. And then Chris is at home, and they're hanging out, and it looks like they're watching 905 game or something. Somebody made a custom poster of Slim Duck. Need a boost of energy off the bench. Who better to call than Slim Duck? And they're playing the Ghostbusters theme over it. And it's got like the credits are coached by Nick Nurse, presided by Masai Ujiri, and managed by Bobby Webster, starring Chris Boucher, an MLSE production, Slim Duck. And Chris is laughing about it. He thinks it's cool. Let's see what else. We got Jonathan Mobo with the big dunk from the Summer League where Elijah Martin helped him get the ball loose, and then they were off running against the Sacramento Kings. And nice slow motion jam by J-Mo. Boom goes the dynamite. That's right. That's beautiful. They got a drum gifted to the Toronto Tempo. It was very, very cool. It looks like an indigenous drum. The Woman Warrior song finale was going on out there, and they were doing a drum circle. Really, really cool stuff. Vancouver 2026. And Teresa said it. Her and Monica out there on the court last night saying, we're going to come back and we're going to do 2 games here next year. So be ready. Buy those tickets and show up. Toronto Tempo are Canada's team. That's right. They're Canada's team. Sandro Mamu's checking in Prague, guys. He's in the Czech Republic. I'm guessing that he's getting together with his Georgian national team to start prepping and preparing and practicing for games in the Eurobasket in the FIBA action. Well, as I said, in Bulgaria, Jakub is getting ready as we speak. Right now, he will tip off in 50 minutes against Bulgaria. We'll be watching this on the Discord server very soon. Jakub Pertl in Austria versus Bulgaria in Bulgaria. The complete of the set of games that Austria has played against Netherlands and Bulgaria will be finished today. And we'll see if they can finish nice and tidy, 3-1 in the games played as far as things. They're 2-1 right now. And they need to get that last win to really get there. That's right. There's Norman with Lindsay on his Instagram. And there's the Jamaican Understand the Grind gear. Y'all, if you buy this gear, this Understand the Grind Jamaica gear that Norman's got, you will actually be supporting the Jamaican team getting their own facilities to practice in Jamaica. Also, back in Toronto to interview Norman is Cabby. Cabby's out there talking to Norman, too. Very cool to see Cabby back in Toronto talking to him. And Norm's got a nice picture of the skyline of Toronto. Man, you know, he loves this place. You know he does. Also, his youth basketball camp is going to be August the 23rd at Lincoln High School in San Diego. So sign up if you're in that area and you want to go to Norman Powell's Understand the Grind youth basketball camp. Yeah, Lincoln High School, San Diego, California, August 23rd. That's your time to get there to do that. There's Norman walking around. There he is with the Jamaican flag. And there he is at Chubby's last night talking to the crowd, telling them all about. There's a cool bobblehead some fan had of Norman holding the trophy. And people had some cool Norman stuff. But there he is talking to the crowd at Chubby's Jamaican Kitchen last night at the event. Good stuff. Looked like a good turnout. And Norman hopefully raised some good money for the Jamaican national team to get their facilities. So, yeah, Norman signing autographs, all kinds of good stuff happening there. Of course, hanging out with Cabby. There's Brandon Ingram smiling and sitting somewhere nice. Looks like he's drinking that flow water. And Brandon looks like he's living his best life. Let's get to it this year, BI3. Let's get to it. And let's show them that you can come back and do it still again. That's right. Gary Trent Jr. is at Remy's. And it was Pepe versus Gary Trent. And Gary's taking him around. And there, oh, little shot. Boom, easy. Oh, he missed it. And now Pepe's celebrating. Matt Devlin's got the schedule up all of a sudden. He's saying, let's go. He's ready for the schedule. Matt Devlin, that's your work schedule, my guy. That's your work schedule. Emmanuel Quickly's at his summer camp with the kids, and they're making vision boards. He got the kids out construction paper and glue and magazines, and they're like, go through this and figure out what you want to have a vision for and aim to the future. It's a visual representation of your goals, dreams, and aspirations. So there you go. That is what that one kid's got basketballs all over his vision board. Vin Bagnani has got some interesting pictures of Spain on his Instagram stories there. There's the Instagram stories. Toronto Tempo, 2 games in Vancouver next year is the announcement from Teresa. That's right. Two games. That's right. I just said it. I just said it right there. I just said it right there. That's right. Let's see. Fiercely saying Caruso contributed to a championship. Let that sink in. Like I said, Bulls front office is weird. Laugh out loud. Yeah, they are. They are weird. They're very, very, very weird. That's right. That's right. So Dallas has a pretty tough schedule, and so do the Pelicans. Yeah, I'm not surprised about the Pelicans. The Pelicans are a dumpster fire. They're going to be really bad this year, and they should be because the collection of players they have is just a joke in some ways. And then, you know, the Mavericks, well, they got to have some evening out for the bullshit that they handed them the last year. You know, in some ways, they got to even it out. Yeah, Patrick Williams is trash. That's not very nice. That's a Florida State Seminole. Please. All right. Shaq Lindsay saying our first home game on Saturday is in December against Boston. That's not true. Our first home game will be against, I believe, Minnesota. I believe that's true. Let me go look at it. I got the calendar right here. No, it's Milwaukee. We start the season on the road against the Hawks, and then we come back and play on the first Friday of the season against the Milwaukee Bucks. Our first home game is Milwaukee. Yeah, the Boston game, that home game is preseason. That's a preseason game, the Boston game. Let's see. Fiercely saying they announced Toronto Temple will play 2 season games. That's right. That's what they said last night. Shaq saying, I can see Brandon starting off the first couple of games playing off of Scotty to get acclimated before taking over and dominating his position. This could be true. I'm just curious to see how they integrate him and like whether they'll come in full effect and he'll just be off the charts right away, or there is a slow integration. I don't know. It could go either way. That's the thing. If Brandon gets enough time with them like he has in practice this whole summer, and in training camp and in different places, he may be really integrated with the team better than you guys think without us even seeing him with the team, because there's been so much time he's been around them without playing that he may be integrated better than we think, and that it could very well be he shows up and he's like fitting like a glove right away, and there is no transition period because he's just been doing it already, and it's been like months of doing it. It's just that he was hurt and we didn't see it. So we'll have to see. The preseason will be very telling. Let's see how much he plays in preseason and see what he does as far as how he's integrated, because it could be very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. I think you might be right, though, Shaq. Kaz is saying, Lex, do you know if the CBL game is streamed on YouTube or is it only on TV? I'm not totally sure where it will be exactly. We'll figure it out, though, and we'll get it up on there. Watch. We'll find it. We'll find it somehow, some way. Nameless is saluting. Good morning to Nameless, our weekend warrior. We know Nameless is busy plumbing during the week now, and we catch him on the weekends every once in a while, either on Saturday, Sunday. I love when my paisano checks in on us and sees how we're doing. I hope that life is so good for you, sir. You've had a fantastic summer, and there's been a lot of laughs and smiling and a lot of good things happening for you. That's what I wish from my friend Nameless. Isaac saying, you want me to trash talk? I only dad pun. Ottawa's so good. We expand across provinces to win. We're gonna rake. Okay, all right, you get a dunk. This guy is like, he's not totally serious, but I love it. It's like dad pun the hell away. All right, go ahead, man. Just do it. That's your weapon of choice? You go right ahead. I got Florida craziness. That's what I got. That's my weapon. Florida craziness. I'm a Florida man. Ah! We say crazy shit. Let's see. Isaac saying, take the W and grab a poutine on the way home. Okay. You might actually do that. You would take your kids to the game and Ottawa wins, and then you take them out for a victory poutine on the way home. I bet you would. That's right. Yeah. Chuck Swirsky saying, get out the poutine and cheese, baby. This game's over. That's right. Let's see. Fiercey saying, if you subscribe to the CBL application, you can stream games on that platform. Yeah, that's a lot of the way that people do it. Yeah, I'm going to figure this out. We're going to figure out how I can watch this game today. But we have to watch the FIBA game first. And that it will definitely be on YouTube. Neil's saying this. Norman has the best role model for building facility out in the streets. They call him Masai. Welcome to Hoop Hoop. Welcome to Boop Boop. No, this is true. Masai has built a lot of courts around the world, a lot of them in Africa, even here in Canada, a lot of different places. And, other people have done it too. Pascal built a court for himself in Orlando. People are building courts. And, Norman wants to build a court for Jamaica so that these guys can practice and get better. I mean, his teammates need it. Let's just put it that way. You watch them play, you'll see that some of his teammates need fundamentals. They need more time on the court. They need more practice. Just trust me. Norman is like so good compared to all of them. They are bumbling, and sometimes they're very much messing up left and right, the players for Jamaica. So they need this practice facility to tighten up their game. Just trust me. They need it. That's why Norman's like, we got to get this practice facility soon so that we can get ready for the Olympic cycle that's coming up right now. That's right. That's what he's all about. All right, let's check out my tabs. All right, now real quick, we're going to go to the straight goods on Canadian goods, y'all. You want a Canadian pizza? You want 100% Canadian pizza, source pizza, made by Canadians, Canadian. Well, I'm going to tell you about a little pizzeria out of Mississauga that's independent. It's Amadeo's Pizza. Do you know about Amadeo's Pizza? Well, Amadeo's Pizza is a family run and proudly sources Canadian ingredients. 10 out of 10 on the Canada score. If you live in Mississauga and you know of Amadeo's, go to Amadeo's. That's a great pizza, locally owned, small business, family owned, Canadian business. You support Canadian local small business, Amadeo's Pizza, Mississauga. Go on then. That's what I say to that. There you go. There you go. Boom goes the dynamite. Boom goes the dynamite. Let's see. I already kind of looked at Raptors Reddit already. Nothing that interesting on there. Let's see what else we got going on in the tabs real quick. No birthday today. That's weird, man. All right. Yeah, let's get done early because I want a little bit of lead-in time for the Austria game for a second. Kaz is saying, MJ, is the CBL app free? I'm not totally sure. It might not be. It might not be. We're going to have to figure it out. We're going to figure it out afterwards. We'll figure out how to watch this game together today. We'll figure it out. That's right. All right, let's get the card. The classic card. Like, I don't have, there's only this much cards in this box at this point. So I got to fill it back up. I do have more cards, Trevor. Don't worry. You don't have to send me more cards. It's just I need to fill the box up once again and get them in here. Oh, yeah, we'll do this one. That's a weird card. Why does he look so weird? That is weird. All right, we'll do this one. Here we go, guys. Today's classic card of the day. Make sure I cover it up. Full name answer. Don't half-ass it. Actually, give me the all full name. All full name. The whole full name. Give me the full name answer. This one's easy, y'all. Come on. It's easy. Jump on it. That's right. Shai Gilgeous. That's right. That's the best player in the NBA from Canada. The MVP, the champion, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. You like this card? Man, if we're doing a Raptor Freak get-together, you could get this card from me very soon. But I don't know if we're going to do one anytime soon. So, yeah, there you go. He does look weird. I thought he looked like Buddy Hield. I was like, is that Buddy Hield? No, it's Shai. It's very strange, man. It's a weird card, man. All right, 50 points to Kaz. Trucker Kaz getting the classic card of the day. Y'all like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander? You want this card? You can get this at the next Raptor Freak Hangout. These classic cards are for y'all. They're not. I don't keep them all. I don't. I keep some of them, though. All right, so let's see. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. It is going to be Kaz. Kaz on here. Kaz is just winning this week. He's just winning. Winning. He's Charlie Sheen winning. All right, 50 points. That's too easy. It's a 50-point card. There you go. Yeah, Cass is saying, W stream, W community, have a great day. W-U. W-U-U-U-U. W-U. U. I always thought that the relationship between the letters W and U was weird. Like, does you ever say something to W and say, you think you're better than me because you're twice what I am? You're W? And I'm like, listen, it's not like that. I'm a different letter altogether, and I'm like slanted. I'm not rounded like you. You think you're better than me because you're W? Nah, listen, you're just you. Just let you be you. You be you, and I'll be W. That's so weird, man. I feel like that should be a segment on Sesame Street or something like that. I don't know. Isaac Campbell's got me on blast. There's a starting five of Lex. There you go. Point guard, shooting guard, small forward, power forward, center Lex. All in the row right there. That's right. All right, let's finish it up, guys. Let's get this done in an hour stream today. Sharing the love for NBA champion, Raptors legend, bench mob cohort, Norman Powell. Norman Powell stepped up for the country of Jamaica recently, came in, and they're calling him Jamaican Jordan all of a sudden. That's right, Jamaican Jordan, man. Jamaican me make references to you being Jordan. That's right. And he did look like it because in some ways in that second game against Costa Rica a couple weeks ago, he was sick on the down low, and nobody knew it. Nobody knew Norman was sick. He went out there and dropped 34 points, and he shot 55% from three, and he was sick, just like Jordan against Utah. He was all pukey. He was like, ugh. I was like, ugh. And in fact, when I watched that game, I was like, Norman kind of seems like dizzy. He seems kind of like, ugh. Yeah, because he was in a fever haze. He was in the zone of sick. His game is sick, y'all. It's a sick game. It's a Michael Jordan, Jamaican Jordan kind of thing. You're going to play sick? I better put up big numbers if I'm going to put this effort in. Oh, I'm going to sweat my ass off. I'm going to feel like shit after this. I better make sure it matters. I'm dropping 34 and making sure my team wins. you're going to put that effort, you're going to be out there. If you're not going to Ben Simmons your life, you better get out there and do it. That's what I'm going to say. That's what I'm going to say right there. Norman, we love you. Thank you for coming home like Serge did this week. Thank you for coming by and saying hi to Alex Wong and hello and welcome. And Lindsey Dunn and Cabby, thank you for coming to Chubby's Jamaican Kitchen last night and interacting with the fans and doing signing the autographs and saying hi and celebrating Jamaica in your victory. Just awesome. Norman Powell, we love you. We're sharing the love for you this morning. And you always have a place here in Toronto as a champion. And keep your alumni status good by continuing to come back and feeling this love, man. So share the love for Norman Powell, Toronto Raptors NBA champion 2019. That's right. That man is a badass. You know, I don't think Miami's going to be very good this year, but I always wish the best for our former Raptor champions. And, well, Norman, you do what you can down south and figure it out with Bam and Tyler Hero and the rest of them down there. That's right. That's right. Norm, the Storm. Yeah, man. Yeah. That's what Cabby did when he first saw him the other day. He said, "Wagwan, man." You said that to him. Because like there was that famous clip where Norman was trying to get the vernacular and the slang and the accent down. And his Jamaican teammates were like, "Man, you got to work on your Jamaican accent. Seriously, man." Because he was just saying, I mean, he's a California guy with Jamaican roots, but he doesn't necessarily have the accent exactly. So, yeah, good stuff, man. Good stuff. I appreciate everybody. Once again, we're doing a double header of watch-alongs today on the Discord, and I hope some of y'all will join me at 11 in like half an hour. Austria will tip off against Bulgaria. In Bulgaria, Jaka Pirtl, the star, the center, has job to do. Last game to finish the job, and they need to win this game so they can advance past the Netherlands. In this group, the Netherlands would normally get this spot, but Jaka Pirtl being on the Austrian team has pushed them above, just like Jamaica got pushed by Norman Powell. So it's like these guys, these NBA guys, are having a huge difference on their countries, and they are putting them further in the next round because of their presence. And, well, I fully expect that today. Let's get it, Austria. Y'all kicked Bulgaria's ass already. Let's do it again, except this time you got to do it on their home court. And then at 1 o'clock, once again, CBL, Eastern Conference playoff action, semifinal. Scarborough Shooting Stars will visit the Ottawa Blackjacks. They're playing the game in Gatineau today. And, well, we're going to watch that game immediately after Jaka. So full day of basketball. I hope you'll join me. And come on in and watch the CBL and the FIBA action with me today. That is basketball, baby. That's right, basketball. That's right. Give them the taste of the yak attack. That's right. Block up paddle. It'll be a block up party. That's what we want, a block up party today. Yeah, and a little Tarkavian Smith bombing the threes on the Blackjacks. That's right. Bombing. And then Donovan Williams coming at you at the basket and from the three. That's right. Let's go. MV Pirtl. MV Powell. MV Pirtl. MV Powell. That's right. All right. I'm just trying to bullshit for like another minute because I want a nice even hour. Bullshit for another 2 minutes or so. Yeah. Tomorrow, Sunday report. We'll be going over the schedule, fine tooth comb. I'll tell you everything I see in the schedule. There's something fishy about the schedule, but it's not that bad. We'll talk about it. It just shows, once again, that the NBA is trying to help certain teams in certain ways with certain perceptions, but we'll go over it. If you're intrigued, you want to know what I'm talking about with the NBA schedule, well, you got to tune in tomorrow, 9:30 a.m. I'll tell you what it is that is so weird about our schedule and why I'm like, wow, they really are that insecure is what I would say. They really are that insecure. It's like, what is Lex talking about? Well, you have to find out tomorrow, 9:30 a.m., Raptor Freak Stream. Sunday special report, the Raptors 2025-2026 NBA schedule broken down and told you all about what to look at and what key moments and key dates to look at and understand. That's right. Yeah. If you're just saying thank you for the emoticons to admin Nins. Yes. Thank you, Nins, the man who's sitting in Philadelphia city as a Raptor freak. That's right. We love you, Nins. Thank you for all the work you've done. And I hope you had a fantastic birthday recently. I'll say that right now. Fiercely saying 2 minutes left to ramble, Lex. Oh, can I do it? I need to sing a song, y'all. Give me a song, Fiercely. Give me a song right now. Any song. I want to sing a song on the way out right here. Yeah, writing stuff to help. Laugh out loud. Tomorrow I'll have a mini rant on the schedule. Okay, I want to hear it. I want to hear mini rant. Ottawa rules. Is that O'Doyle rules? Is that the illusion here? Is that your reference? Is you're trying to do O'Doyle rules, but it's Ottawa rules? I got it. It visually works when you write it, but it wouldn't work if you said it, man. 10:30. I'm almost there. I'm free. All right. There you go. Thank you for watching the Raptor Freak stream. Y'all, please support the Toronto Raptors, the Toronto Tempo, the CBL, Canada basketball, men's and women's, and just general basketball and Global Jam having their last day today down at the Mattamy Center. So check that out. All right, let's go Raptors. I'll see y'all tomorrow. And if you're on Discord, I'll see you very soon for Austria versus Bulgaria. Let's go Raptors.